thing. I'm such a fan of this genre of horror, of social thriller, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it. But it has been frustrating for me as an artist because the roles you're offered as a Black woman are so dismissive and not really central to the plot.
Right now I gotta go.
I know we were all meant to go through trials and tribulations. But this world is haunting us.
It'll come back around it.
It's like the devil.
You have played so many amazing women throughout your career, but I feel like Letty Lewis is about to jump to the top from her absolute fearlessness to that amazing wardrobe. What does this character mean to you, and what do you hope that women who are watching her take away from her?
Yeah, I mean, Letty, it was such a privilege to approach Letty. I mean, honestly, I approached it in a very sacred way. She's so buoyant, right? And yet she's also a woman who struggles with certain, with the lineage of trauma that she's inherited from her mother. But to me, I know Letty, you know, like I know her. She's my grandmother. I never met my grandmother, but when I approached the character, I thought of my grandmother a lot. She was nicknamed Showtime. And she was, you know, this woman who really just wouldn't let folks in the 1950s or 60s erase her. You know, she fought to maintain her dignity, which was such a radical act to me growing up, you know, and hearing these stories.
There's something here that's trying to get out.
I love that you had recently said that you were not interested in playing the girl on page 33 in the horror movie who gets killed. And now here you are playing the lead in this groundbreaking series. Do you feel like you're helping to redefine the term Scream Queen?
You're the first person to ask that. I mean, here's the thing. I'm such a fan of this genre of horror, of social thriller, sci-fi, whatever you want to call it. But it has been frustrating for me as an artist because the roles you're offered as a Black woman are so dismissive and not really central to the plot. And it's just incredibly exciting to have voices, you know, coming along like Misha Green, like a Jordan Peele, you know, in which they're flipping this classical genre on its head, deconstructing it and centering, you know, Black voices in it because we've been shut out for so long.
Mm-hmm. Many people are praising Lovecraft Country for its timeliness, but I know that you personally have said it's a bit exhausting that we are in 2020 and we're still needed to acknowledge the themes of combating white supremacy. So what do you feel like this series is going to contribute to that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think, look, it goes back to what Nina Simone says when she talks about the duty of the artist is to reflect the times. It is very timely. However, for me, yeah, I asked the question, when would this not have been timely? You know, unfortunately, we're still dealing with the systemic racism that our nation was built upon. We've yet to dismantle it. We've yet to heal it. We've yet to fully confront it. But not just is this story timely, it's also deeply personal, okay? Like, I can relate to the feeling of displacement that Letty feels. You know, I can relate to the isolation you feel when you are the only Black family in an all-white neighborhood. You know, a fish was put on my family's lawn when I was young, the day of the Million Man March. You know, I know what it's like to have that fear of driving while Black when a police car rolls up beside you. So it's personal, these stories we're telling. But my hope is that, you know, look, we're fighting two pandemics right now, okay? COVID and systemic racism. And I hope that the conversations just continue and that Lovecraft Country is just a part of the conversation that we're already having.
Mm-hmm. I'm calling this the weekend of Jurnee because not only do we have Lovecraft Country, we have Birds of Prey coming to HBO Max.
I know, it's so cool, right?
Isn't this fun? It's just like a sleepover. We should order pizza. Big Cosmos. Harley, focus. Okay.
And I don't know if you saw, but there was recently like an online Twitter buzz where people really, really want a Black Canary solo series on HBO Max. Like, what's the status of you suiting up again?
Oh my gosh, I did see the love from that. It meant so much. I mean, listen, I'm not You gotta ask the suits. I mean, it's not up to me, you know. I love Black Canary. Come on, who wouldn't? Any person would die to play the character, and so I'm no different in having stepped into the character with Birds of Prey. I had so much fun and just fell in love with her and the world and the potential. So yes, I would do it again if asked. So, you know, but it's not up to me. It's above my pay grade, okay?